Hey guys, what's up? I hope you had a wonderful Christmas if you're celebrating it. Okay, so on this special day, I want to dedicate all of you a special fan that really means a lot to me. Okay, so this right here is my 2001 KDK KB302 table fan, which I inherited from my late grandparents on my dad's side. Okay, so here's an interesting backstory about this fan. So my grandpa bought it new back in 2001, and back then, when my grandparents were still living in their old house, this fan here used to be in their bedroom, okay? My grandparents' bedroom. So whenever I visited my grandparents as a kid, I would often see this fan inside their bedroom, and I really liked it when I was a kid because I thought the design was rather unique in retrospect. And to be honest, it is, but there's one thing that I don't really like about it, which I'll get back to it later. So my grandparents used this fan in their bedroom from 2001 to 2007. That is when they moved, and my grandpa basically moved to a different house, and my grandma continued using this fan in her bedroom up until she came and moved with us. And this fan has also been with her until she passed away, so it's a fan that really means a lot to me. But unfortunately, something tragic happened right after my grandparents' passing. So one day, I don't even know where to begin. But yeah, so one day, when my maid was cleaning up the house, she accidentally knocked this fan over. And then, guess what happens? The neck broke. And words can't describe how heartbroken I was. So it's been a while since it broke its neck, and I've been thinking of putting it back, but I'm not sure how to. So it has had a broken neck for a few years. Up until recently, I decided to take action and repair it. So at first, I tried to glue it with some super glue. But I realized that the method I used was not that effective, because when I tried to glue it with the motor on, it did succeed initially, but then the entire head fell off. And as you can see right there, yeah, you see that over there? That battle scar was caused by the impact of the head falling down. So yeah, this fan has definitely been through a lot. But thankfully, my good friend, the Matsushita man, shout out to him, recommended me to basically remove the motor first. And that's what I did. I removed the motor and basically glued the broken neck joint back with the super glue. So yeah, as you can see in this picture, there's quite a lot of super glue on it. But anyways, I'll just think of it as a battle scar that this fan endured, and obviously because it's a Matsushita, it refuses to die. That just shows you how bulletproof these fans are, okay? They are basically like old Mercedes and Toyotas. They are very reliable. But yeah, without further ado, let's turn this fan on and see how she runs. Alright, here's speed 1. And speed 2. All right, let's turn it to speed 3. All right, let's put it back to speed 1 and oscillate. Speed 2. All right, here's speed 3. All right, let's switch it off. Now, obviously, because it's a 12-inch fan and the motor is a lot smaller, that's why the performance on these 12-inch Matsushitas are not that powerful, but it's expected anyways. And I'm sure you heard it, right? That vibrating noise. That's one thing that I don't like about these table fans. So, as you can see, obviously the base is quite round, and because of that, I gave these fans a nickname, which is the donut wing base table fans. So, one thing I don't like about this design is that it favors form over function. That's why I'll show you a picture on the screen. You can see some parts of it is hollow. That's why there's a bit of imbalance for the weight, and that's what causes it to rattle like that. That's one thing I don't like about this fan's design. Other than that, it actually looks quite modern, quite radical and timeless. But yeah, all in all, this fan has been quite a pain in the back to work on. But after fixing it, I can proudly tell you I'm so satisfied with the outcome, despite not being perfect. But at least I tried to restore a fan that means a lot to me, and I'm sure my grandparents will be smiling happily in heaven when they see me restoring their fan.